let me ask you a question real quick. What if the Nigerian education system is designed by students themselves, that's the young people, like not just curriculum handed over to us, but like a setting that thinks about us, that we are involved in, we contribute to, it gives us what we need and what our future actually looks like. Because let's be honest, the world is moving very fast, at a very, very fast pace. And I feel like the system we have currently doesn't provide to us like what we actually need and like what our future is looking like. Feels like we are stuck at a point where we're just getting same thing, same old circle, we're just repeating the same thing. It doesn't cater to what we need and what our future looks like. So Eri, I want to hear what you think. Like, what do you think the education system will look like if it was actually designed by students themselves and young people?
Yeah, this is such a very interesting and beautiful question because I've always been someone who has also held the same burden and concern for a while. So I remember when I was working in a school, in a government school around 2019, and I would teach chemistry, and then I would observe, like, as engaging as my class was, there was a bit of disappointment and concern that I saw in the students because they felt like they could not apply what they were learning in the classroom to their everyday life. And so at some point also I started teaching like mathematics, like support those that were struggling with mathematics, and they would tell me, oh, now you have taught us algebra and calculus, but how can I use it to buy something in the market, and they would say all of those things, So they would say, oh, since they've learned Pythagoras theorem, they've never used it before in their life, and all of those kind of things. And it was just very interesting that there was a large disconnect between what they were learning in the classroom and their everyday realities. So they didn't feel like it was something that they should be concerned about. So then I started thinking, and I was able to do some projects and some work around it with some of my amazing friends as to what would it look like if young people design the future of education. So the question we started asking was, what if young people designed their own learning? What would it look like? So one of the things that we did at that point was to bring young people together with their teachers, school administrators, government policymakers, curriculum designers, and say, how then can we address each topic and each subject? How then can we teach it? And you'll be surprised as to the amazing things that young people are thinking and learners are thinking, even down to how they want their classroom to look like. So I think it was a very eye-opening experience for me to see that young people are actually very interested in designing their own learning experiences. So now back to your question in terms of what would it look like. I think it's going to look very inclusive. Nobody will feel left out. Everyone will be very happy to go to like their places of learning, like to school. It's not going to feel like, oh, you are going to school to do what they have asked you to do or to learn something. It's going to be like we are going to learn because they know that the learning process was created for them. So it will make them more committed. There won't be things like the whole concept of school is scam, like school na scam. It's because people feel like they are not part of that process. Yes. But if we can make young people become a part of the process of learning, we'll have less school na scam, because this school you created, you are in the process of creating it. You feel responsible, to be committed to that, to be innovative, to come up with new ways. And generally we just have like more forward-thinking learners because they'll be interested in this because it was designed not for them, it was designed with them. So I think that's what we're going to see.
Thank you very much. I think that's very interesting, and that makes me curious also. So I'm going to be asking our audience a question. If you could change something about our education system, what's it going to be?